Hi, and welcome to the Higher Education Access Corner. I'm your host, Tiffanie, and today I want to talk about some career exploration options and share a few tips to help students or that adult who's still trying to figure out what it is that they want to do or what career path they want to take, just how to navigate that particular thought process. Now, if you've been paying attention to our previous episodes, and hopefully you have, you've noticed that I've been doing some career spotlight segments with seasoned professionals and some new professionals who are already in their career, and they're sharing their tips on why they chose to embark on their particular journey. So if you've listened in the past, I've had a nurse on, we've had someone who's a teacher, and we've also had an accountant who happens to be our CEO on there as well. But what I encourage you to do is listen to them and then think about your own journey and what that could possibly look like. Quite often when I'm talking to high school students in particular, I'll ask them what it is that they want to do when they leave high school. Many don't know, and that is okay. And some actually have started to think that they do know what career they want to go into, so they're off to a great start. I always say if you can find your dream job, that's an amazing thing to do. And one of the tips that I give to everyone is think about something that you really enjoy doing. And then once you know you enjoy doing it, see if you can earn a living doing that. To me, a dream job really encompasses a couple of things. So finding something you love to do, seeing if you can get paid to do it, right? So you have to earn a living with it. But the other part is, are you good at it, or are you willing to learn the skill set that is needed in order to become good or efficient enough to where you can earn a living? So if you can find a job that encompasses all three, I think that's generally what we would call our dream job. The other part to that is not many people work in their dream job. There are statistics that say it's about 37 or 38% of the workforce that actually has a job where it's considered the dream job or their ideal job. I always said, and I tell the people from time to time, I love the job that I do. Is it my dream job? No, I love to eat. So I would love to find a job that would simply pay me in order to taste gourmet foods and be the taste tester, sort of like that show called The Chew that was out long time ago. However, I realized that no one's going to pay me, or at least I haven't found anyone who's going to pay me to do that yet. So one of my second best jobs is talking to students and families and helping them to navigate their path to finding an affordable future, finding a way to have an affordable option to get to their future goals. So whether that means that a student's going to choose a business school, technical school, trade school, community college, four-year school, or beyond, in order to gain the education that they need so that they can go into their particular career of choice, that's the goal for me. That's one of the goals for me. Another thing I tell students is when you're thinking about your dream job or just trying to do some exploration, start with your hobbies also. What is it that you actually enjoy doing or you like to do? And then build upon that. One great resource that we offer here at THEA, it's a website called educationplanner.org. And I encourage students to go out there, and even the parents, make it a group effort sometimes. You can go out there, and we have great assessments to help students kind of figure out what it is they like and what they don't like. And so when they start out, they'll ask them what are some of their interests and their hobbies. And from there, they can go in, and then they can choose the next group. What it's going to do is going to try and pair you in some career clusters that are sort of similar to some of your hobbies and your interests. And then you can kind of hone it down, and it eventually will take you over to my next move. And from there, you can do even more research. It will let you know, what kind of education is actually needed to go into that particular career. Also, is it a blooming career? So sometimes we choose careers that we think we're going to be interested in, but then we learn there's not really a big demand for that particular career field, which then means, are you going to be able to earn the living that you need to live in order to live the lifestyle that you want to live? So there are a lot of questions to explore and a lot of things to think about. I'll give you an example. Just let's say maybe someone wants to be a teacher. And again, we've already done a segment on teachers, so go back and listen to that. But this is just my take on it. For someone who might want to be a teacher, there are certain skill sets that you're going to need to have. You want to think about, are these skill sets something that I have or that I need to develop? And if you need to develop them, are you willing to take the time in order to get that done? And you don't have to figure it all out up front. That's what the schooling and the education is there for. That's what resources like THEA are for, and other resources that are out there. Talk to teachers. Let's say you want to be a teacher. And again, I'm just using this one as an example, but maybe you want to be a teacher and you're still in school. Well, you have access to so many teachers out there. Ask them what a typical day feels like for them. It may seem like one thing to you because you're on the other end, but what's it feel like to them? Because they're dealing with a lot of students, a lot of personalities, a lot of emotions. There's something that they need to teach them. What drives them? That's another question. What drives them to come in every day and share their information that they know and knowledge and pour into those students that are out there? What's a bad day look like for a teacher? And what are some things that you could possibly expect if, in fact, you chose to go into that particular career? Also, maybe a good question to ask would be, what's it take? Do you need a 2-year degree, 4-year degree, or more? Depending on what you're teaching, the requirements may look a little bit different. So whatever career field you're starting to think about, I say do some exploring, and also evaluate yourself. A lot of times I'll hear students say, well, you know what, I want to be an engineer because it sounds good. Or someone has told you engineers make good money, engineers do this. That's a really noble profession to have. But maybe you're really not good at math and you didn't realize the amount of math that goes into being an engineer. I remember I used to love computer science. There's a lot of math in that, and I absolutely love math. Not my favorite, not my easiest subject to get through. It's never been easy for me. English, always I was able to excel. Math, not so much. But I was committed to putting in the work in order to get the job done. So are you willing to commit to the education level, the requirements, the intensity that is going to be required to get you into that particular career field that you are looking into? The another thing I tell folks are, as you're going about your day to day, see if you have opportunities to do some job shadowing with someone. That's a great opportunity, I think, for that student or that adult who's out there, just to get a feel for what a day in the life of a particular professional could look like. It's one thing to be told what a career feels like. It's another thing to see them doing it day to day. And I have had an opportunity to talk to students who did some job shadowing opportunities. And I'll use nursing this time as an example, where they knew they wanted to be a nurse, but they didn't know what type of nurse they wanted to go into. So because they had an opportunity to shadow some nurses in different segments, they were able to hone in on which particular area of nursing they wanted to go to. Some of them knew that this part is definitely not for me, for whatever reason they chose. And then others will say, hey, this is where I want to go because you had a chance to see it up close and in person. And today what I wanted to do is I just wanted to get on and really let everyone know to start thinking about career options, career exploration. If you're a student, if you're a parent, if you're an educator, and you have someone who's in the 9th grade, I think 9th grade is an optimal time to really hone in and start talking to folks when those career fairs come up in your schools. If you have that opportunity that is out there in your neighborhoods, in your community organizations, start having those key questions about what it is that you want to do, what options are out there, doing these assessments that are there. Make this time fun for you to just figure it out, because senior year is going to get here really, really quick. And when it does, the questions are going to start to come up. Well, what school do you want to go to? What profession do you want to get into? And if you've not yet started to think about it, it gets really, really heavy. And it might feel a little rushed, like you have to make a final decision. The other part I say to that is you don't have to know exactly what you want to do for the rest of your life. You just need to know what that next phase looks like and the education that is going to be required in order to get you there. A lot of times when I'm talking to students and families, students are young, so they're thinking, well, I have a lifetime to figure out what I want to do. And honestly, you do. Students, all the time, I tell them, you can change your profession once you've even started. But if you really know what you want to do, that's a beautiful thing. Years ago, adults would go into the workforce and they would stay there for years until they retired, 30, 35, 40 years, and they retire from that one same employer in that same profession. That doesn't always happen this way anymore, and that is okay as well. So if you change your mind, it's okay to change your mind. Another thing I was told, and I was just doing some research and looking up estimates, they were saying an average person changes jobs about 12 point some odd a year, every 12 or so years. They have a job every 12 or so years, they'll switch over. I don't know if that's true or if that's not true because there weren't consistent stats. But what I can say is if over a lifetime, I'm going to have maybe 12 jobs, I don't have to know it all right now, but I do want to research it because maybe you might be that person that's going to luck out, find that career path that you want to go into, find an amazing career, live the lifestyle that you want to live. And also, once you know what career you want to go into, it makes it so much easier then to start exploring those schools. You'll have more time to figure out which school is required for me, how much education do I need to go into it, and then talk to the different schools. And of course, because we talk financial aid all the time, you'll have even more time to look for those scholarships, the funding opportunities to make this an affordable choice for you. So what I really, really want everyone to do, again, is to hone in, start doing some career exploration, have conversations with family. When you run into professionals who are out there and you're interested in their career, ask them about it. Again, what's your day-to-day like? What are some tips that you can offer to me? I always say for students, don't be shy about it. We've all, as adults, been younger, so we know sometimes you're nervous to go up to get information from someone, but most adults are willing to do it. Now, make sure it's a trusted adult, of course, but most adults are willing to go ahead and give you the information you need. So don't be shy at the career fairs. Don't be shy talking to your students and your families. When you see us access partners out there in your communities, in your neighborhoods, reach out to us and we'll give you every resource and tool that we can have. Also, in the meantime, what I encourage you to do is to stay tuned to our career spotlight episodes. I will be spotlighting various careers off and on all throughout June 2024. So tune in, you'll hear from everyone. Like I said, we've had someone talking about being an attorney, a nurse, a teacher, and we're going to have all other professionals too, even those who maybe you don't need a 2 or 4 year school degree. Maybe it's a certificate program or a trades, because there are a lot of opportunities in the trades field as well. So just want to come on, give you all just a few tips to get you motivated to start looking for those careers. Continue to stay plugged in to the Higher Education Access Corner. Good luck to you all. Best of luck in finding the career you want, and best of luck for the school year. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you soon.